my god. Hello, my dears. It's Jovi. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a halfway decent day. Hey, fuck you. Not that. Sorry I didn't post last week. It's been a rough few weeks with the world ending. So I was at several protests. I was at Pride. I was exhausted. So I didn't post, but now I'm back. I'm here. I'm back. Like I said, hello, my name is Jovi. I have Tourette syndrome, and today I'm going to be doing a part 2 of the video I did 2 weeks ago watching people fake Tourette's. So, let's do it. Before we start though, I do want to talk about something that I had a little bit of discourse on in the comments that I talked about last time, and that was me saying that DID is not what it's portrayed to be on TikTok and that it is impossible for just one alter. Hey, fuck! To have tics. There were a lot of people disagreeing with me, saying that if you Google it, it will say that it is possible. So I wanted to do my due diligence, so I did, and I did a bunch of research, and here's what I found. When you look up the question on Google, that is it possible for just one alter with DID to have tics, the people are right. The AI overview does say yes, it is possible for one alter within dissociative identity disorder to experience tics. The problem with that is that AI overview doesn't necessarily just take from reliable sources. They're taking from absolutely everywhere. You're going to see that a lot of the discourse and a lot of people answering the questions are on Reddit and on Quora. And here you've got the TikTok search. Looks like if you just click on that, it'll come up with all the videos that people have made about it. So the answers to this aren't coming from studies. They're coming from TikTok, Reddit, Quora mostly, which aren't super reliable sources, especially on a condition that is so not well understood and misunderstood and very often self-diagnosed by very young people in the last few years. There's also this NIH article, but if you click on it, it's just a clinical course about Tourette's, and there is absolutely no mention of DID. Now, I saw some people saying that it's possible for just one alter to have anxiety tics. The problem with that is that tics aren't caused by anxiety, at least like the true Tourettic ones. They are neurological. A lot of times when people are referring to anxiety tics, they are either referring to just plain old tics, or they're getting tics mixed up with twitches and stims, which are two very different things. I have a friend named Courtney on TikTok that's made a lot of videos about this, and I will put one of those videos here.
I'm Courtney, I have a tic disorder, and I've said that anxiety tics aren't real and pissing people off. They're still not real. However, anxiety twitches are, and I've explained that. A lot of people will be in class and get anxious and go, "Whoa," and they think that that's a tic because it's an involuntary movement. While tics are involuntary movements or sounds, right, they are not the only thing that causes involuntary movements. Okay, twitches are involuntary movements. They are small muscle jerks, generally, and they're not tics. I definitely understand where people are coming from and being confused, and I get it. There's a lot of people that have said that their primary physician has diagnosed them with anxiety tics, and I hate to tell you, but they don't care about your health if that's what they're doing, because a neurologist or a psychiatrist that specialize in movement disorders are the ones that are going to assess you and diagnose you properly. If a medical professional doesn't have those specialties and they are diagnosing you with that, they are not actually listening to you and getting the actual proper help and diagnosis that you need. I understand that, like, it's confusing. I do. And, like, I want to talk more about it, and I probably will in another video. I just gotta get to fucking class. But, like, the main thing is that tics are neurological and anxiety twitches are psychological. If these movements are only happening when you are anxious, they are not tics. If they happen outside of that, please seek medical help and find a medical professional that will actually assess you and diagnose you properly to see if it actually is tics. Hi, I'm Courtney. I have a tic disorder, and I tell people anxiety can't cause tics, and they get very mad at me and tell me to do research and have even provided Google screenshots from AI. So let's look it up. If you just look up, can anxiety cause tics, it'll tell you yes, anxiety can certainly cause tics or worsen them. But if you ask if anxiety disorders can cause tics or trigger tics for people with pre-existing tic disorders, it'll tell you anxiety can't cause tics, but it definitely worsens them for people who already have a tic disorder. And that's why Google AI is not the best source for fact, because generally what it's doing is taking information from all different sites, including blogs and things that people have just put out there as opinion, and that's not medically accurate. If you want to use AI to help you find research, that is perfectly okay and fine, but you need to be specific and ask for government health sites, you need to ask for peer-reviewed studies and articles, and also use medically verified diagnostic tools such as the DSM-5. I know it's not perfect, I know not everyone likes it, but at this point in time, it is the clinical standard. It is what is used to diagnose patients.
So as you can see, there's issues with AI overview not being super reliable there. So do with this what you will, but I was not able to find any concrete scientific study on this, and I kind of doubt that there will be because most of the conversations about it are happening in more niche communities on TikTok and Quora and Reddit. So that's all I have to say about that. With that out of the way, let's watch some videos of people faking Tourette's on the internet. We are going to start with Tics and Roses again in this part too. If you were not familiar with Tics and Roses, they were a creator that claimed to have Tourette's a few years ago and that was outed by their own family for faking it. And their videos are still out there and they're still a rough watch.
I want to talk a little bit about wow. I wanted to talk wow. I wanted to talk a little bit about...
Okay, so the way they're like tossing their head forward and doing like the childlike voice, I talked about this in part one. I'm like, they have this idea, it seems like, that Tourette's is just saying things in a childlike voice and then it's super cutesy, and that's always so frustrating for me.
Wow.
That smile there is very interesting to me because when you are ticking so much that you can't talk or get things done, it's a super frustrating thing. It's not very entertaining. So I don't know what they're so stoked about. And I said that exact line a lot in my last video, but I don't know. These people that fake it seem to just like be having a lot of fun. Here we've got another kid pretending to have Tourette's, wearing their sweatshirt on backwards. And these ones, I'll just play it and then I'll say. See, those ones confuse me because I don't know if they are making fun of it, like the people that were especially going viral back in the day that really did have it. I don't know if they're trying to make fun of them or if they're trying to convince us that they have it. I don't get these videos. They're very weird to me.
We both have severe ADHD and depression and anxiety and Tourette's.
I mean, same.
And got bipolar and depression and a glue stick and some bottled water and coffee popcorn and
it's hard because a lot of those conditions are comorbid, but in like 2021, 2020, when this trend of faking was really big, for some reason it would be kids not showing their faces, again, the same as like the sweatshirt things, fuck you, and just like playing with fidget toys, like trying to be all cutesy. And again, I still don't know if that was trying to convince the audience that they had it or they were trying to like make fun of people. I'm not sure.
a plush and a sacrificial Daedric weapon and a...
That kid's funny as hell though.
Sounds really triggers.
Here's another one where... So that's another one where you've got people with fidget toys, not showing their faces, trying to be kind of cutesy about it. I don't know what it was with that sound back in the day too, where people would use it and say, this is so bad for my Tourette's. The blind reacts to it were so odd to me, if you know what I'm talking about. I did a couple of those in my last video. Yeah, I still don't know what that's meant to be. What am I meant to be looking at? I got that one from Evie. You guys follow Evie. We got Tics and Roses again. Again, they seemed really stoked about having a hard time working because of their Tourette's. It's a secret. Oh, man. And I hate it when I've seen their videos and I repeat what they're saying. Echolele is a bitch, okay? Again, that was one they really had to think about the... Weird. It's so weird.
What if we were to give him the opportunity to fire him? Go to hell. Sorry.
Again, finding that very funny. I'm gonna... That's the thing with reacting to Tics and Roses. It feels kind of pointless sometimes because I'm just saying the same thing over and over because there's not a whole lot to say. They're just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing, you know? I'm just gonna move on with Tics and Roses for now. Literally lying about having Tourette syndrome. Watch the clip from her live. Okay. Is it because she's not ticking? Are we upset because she's not ticking? Is that... Yep, okay. Alright, so with people with Tourette's, we do not tick 24/7. There are times where I cannot get to the bathroom because I'm ticking so much, and there are times when I don't even need to, like, I'll meet a new person and they will have no idea that I have Tourette's, and I have severe Tourette syndrome. For example, I'm not taking very much in this video. Now I'm talking about it, so I am, but for the most part, I've been pretty chill today. So it is so frustrating to see people making whole ass accounts. Zalaria Moon is a liar. So they made an account specifically dedicated to like trying to expose this person without doing one Google search, without talking to one person with Tourette's to say, yeah, there are going to be times that we're not ticking. That's wild. That's crazy. I'm gonna give her a follow if she's still on TikTok. She seems cool.
Oh, you
Okay.
betcha.
I haven't seen this movie, but I have seen this scene, and I think it's called Not Another Teen Movie. Am I correct? Let me know if I am.
Give me an H. Give me a U. Give me a giant pussy looking ass fucker cock shit.
Oh god. Okay, so I hate when movies do stuff like this. There's this show, there's like The Deuce Bigalow with Amy Poehler playing somebody with Tourette's, and I'm gonna be so for real, I hate those scenes. I know some people don't mind them. I absolutely hate them because they are using this very stigmatized condition as a punchline and not doing it correctly. The joke is the stereotype, and that's so harmful for all of us. So I absolutely hate these. I hate these movies so much.
Grab a stick of finger mask. Cockface.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating to watch that be the stereotype and that be some people's like entire idea of what this condition is. That's so frustrating. So frustrating. I'm gonna have to take the music out of this one, but POV, you meet me during a tic attack. I really like their outfit. It's really, really cute. Hi, how's it going? That one, I'm not gonna say whether or not that person is faking. It looks real enough to me. I just don't like the representation of it's really cutesy, it's really fun, POV, you meet me, and I don't know. I don't love it. All right, I know I said I was done with Tics and Roses for a minute, but we're back.
Hey everyone, it's Emerald, and today I'm going to rate my most common tics. The most common right now is bee-boo. Bee-boo! Like that. I don't really mind that one too much, and it's
Something you'll notice with Tics and Roses is a lot of their like repeated tics, like ones that they do a lot, are very inconsistent. So they'll go bee-boo and they'll go bee-boo, like in different, obviously not that dramatic, but you'll see that a lot. I noticed that people with Tourette's were kind of like birds. You know that one bird, I think his name is Apollo, where he's like, what's this made of, on TikTok? Really cute bird. His owner shows him like things and says, what is this made of? And every single time the bird goes, metal, paper, and like says it in the same way every time, and that happens a lot with Tourette's.
What am I doing? Hat. Metal. What's this made of? Metal. What's this called? Oak. Paper. Oak. Block.
I guess I'd rate that like a 7 out of 10.
I understand the point of this trend rating tics, because I do have tics that I don't mind, and ones that I really, really hate. But at the core, I hate all of them, you know? So when you make a video like this, I think it's important to say, like, I don't know, maybe some people like their tics, but like, I think it's important to say, hey, none of them are fun, you know? Like, none of them are cool. I don't like any of them. It's more on the spectrum of I don't mind versus I hate it, you know?
Another one of my somewhat common ones is saying hello repeatedly. For example, I went to the grocery store and they said hello to the same child like 30 times in a row. Just like hello, 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 hello.
Okay, was that supposed to be like... Was that supposed to be like an imitation of them saying hello as a tic, or was that an actual tic of them saying hello? Because what the hell was that? What is that? I gotta know if they actually said hello to a child that many times in public, or if they're lying and said they did. I said the same thing in the last video when they said they bit the dentist, and I'm like, I don't know what's worse, if they actually bit the dentist, or if, which I ended up saying it would be worse if they bit the dentist than lied about biting the dentist. But the same goes for here, where like, did you actually say hello to that child a bunch of times? Because if you did, that's really embarrassing. And if you're lying about it, that's also really embarrassing. So embarrassing all around. Okay, so they're making like a little character that looks like what they think their tics would look like. I have to admit, I have done this. I do say that my Tourette's is a tic goblin in my brain, and I named him Leroy. And my friend's little sister drew it a couple years ago. I'll show that here. So to be fair, I have done this, but it's cringe. It's embarrassing because it's not real. That sucks. All right, that was kind of a shorter video for today. I just wanted to come on and do a couple more and clear up what I was talking about a couple weeks ago. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a beautiful day. Take your meds and stuff. You need them. Follow me on Instagram at Ode to Jovi and TikTok at Ode to Jovi with 2 E's. My music account, saint.june, Joon. I post my music there. And yeah, thank you for being here. See you next time.